Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to another session, to another episode. In today's video, I actually really want to go into detachment. I want to look into judgment, and I want to go into this crazy belief or fear of being seen. And it's also about to really show up as who you are, right? Everything I do is related to showing up as the truest version you can be at this very moment. And everything I do is about releasing and shedding your old skin so you can actually grow into that version. And that means usually to shed, to let go, to release. And so, yeah, if you're the first time, if we meet the first time, welcome to my channel. My name is Patricia. I'm a life coach, and this is exactly what we are doing here, right? Gaining new understanding of ourselves. So, if you're in for your better version, for a new version of you, then hey, you're more than welcome to join. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and yeah, subscribe for the weekly videos like this. So let's dive into today's video, right, where I want to look a little bit into judgment and so being afraid to actually show up in this world, right? Because of rejection. Now let's look a little bit in your early days, right? Where you came out of this womb, right? From your mother. Psst, I have a little surprise for you. If you want to do the unconditional love meditation, then go and check out the link right down below. Sign up for the newsletter. And hey, let's join together. Let's do this work together. And I'm excited to meet you over there. And at one point, you're here, like plop, you're here. And all you see and all you learn during the first couple of years is actually quite programmed in your mind, in your body, in how you behave, how you feel about yourself. Now let's look into this aspect of love. Let's look into this aspect on how worthy you feel, how confident you are, right? So literally, and this actually really gave myself the aha moment when I started to realize that when you are a child and you're so young, you're dependent on the adults who are raising you. You literally believe they are God. And because that's such an intense bond, right? It's so huge that if you are not receiving the love that you really would have needed, right? And guys, many of us haven't, okay? Many of us haven't. And if you haven't received that, then you feel unworthy. You're trying to cover this up. You're trying to be someone you're not. You're trying to share values that you actually don't have. You're trying to show up in the adult world, not really knowing where to go. Always kind of like, hey, what do you want from me? Let me exactly be what you want so you can give me then this love, Let me do exactly that, right? Who would really stand up for themselves and say, actually, I'm not joining this party? Then the fear kicks in, right? What happens if I feel so much fear? Because I might get judged, right? And if I get judged, I get pushed out of the circle. And then I'm all by myself. But ultimately, this comes down to being afraid, not receiving this love, right? Not receiving this really huge love that is already here. I have done another video about this. Check it out. I will actually link it up here. That love that you are seeking is already here. And the fun part on this whole thing is that we believe if we haven't received this love, we try to be someone we are not. We try to show up as someone we are not. Because that's what we have done in the past. That was the best strategy we had, right? And then now we're still kind of doing that with friends, with probably in your family dynamic, right? You're still kind of producing and creating that same thing that makes us unhappy because we cannot show up as the person we really are. And most often we don't even know who we are because we have covered it up and layered with so many different things of what I think is good for them. And then I try to kind of convince myself that this is me. And all of a sudden I'm so lost and I'm so lonely, and I even though I have so many people around, I'm just done, right? I don't know what's missing, what's wrong. It's because you're not showing up the way you actually should, because that's not who you are. You identify yourself with values that are not yours, and it's not your parents' fault. It's the idea to understand at one point you have to start creating this by yourself. Now, we have talked about this before. It's the idea that your parents have actually not given you this love, right? This God love, right? This is really about the creator of love doesn't want you here, which you as a child identify as mom and dad, right? It's mom and dad, right? And so let's go a bit further and let's imagine that this is actually Mother Gaia, Pachamama, nature, right? Nature is the creator of everything, right? And when you start to actually really, really, really connect to this motherly love, is your world is going to change. I tell you, your world is going to change. When you're looking up, on the other hand, you go to the sun, you go to this spaciousness, right? And you can say this is the masculine energy, the masculine source or whatever. And that again is giving you the trust, right? The trust here lies right here, right? And that trust will give you confidence to be yourself, to move into the person you truly are, and not to just really play small, right? We try to be a certain way, to be liked, to be seen, and whatever. But the truth is, then you're even seen as someone you're not, and you're trying to kind of like, move around, but it doesn't really work because it's not. Then you're seen for something you're not, and you're judged for something you're also not. And how can you stand in that, right? I mean, when you start really thinking about it, it doesn't make any sense. You see, we gotta show up as our truest version we can, and it's difficult, especially at home, especially where we have grew up, especially there. Like, if you really want to train yourself and see how you really behave, then you go in this older systems you grew up in and you check if the healing that you have practiced over these years actually work. And I tell you, it will challenge you. It will give everything. It will challenge you to not fall back, and it will be hard. So imagine this. When we look into judgment, right? And we look into, I don't want to be judged because I fell out. But let's imagine that I get this love anyways, because it's already here. It's here because I exist. It's here because I am that. I am that extension of that. So when you start to go into that kind of pattern, you start to see, oh, I may not go into this old pattern again, right? But your body is still kind of in this mood, right? Your body is quite slow. Your spirit is really fast in understanding and growing, but you have to wait until your body is aligning and doing the same thing, right? So you have to remember, you have to practice. So when we look into the judgment, it's really interesting, right? Because we believe it's important what this one over there thinks or what that one thinks. We think that this really matters because we want to be in this group. But see, if you're in a group that doesn't even know who you are because you pretend all the time, you're in a group of people who are also pretending to be something they're not, to create something they don't want, to live a life they don't want. So what does this get you? Well, nothing. It's not creating the happiness you're seeking. And in addition to that, see, we have to get away from this I'm getting judged and everyone is judging me and I can't step out because I'm so afraid. Listen, most of the time, these people who are passing or who are, who you see or who are your friends, they don't even care that much, right? They don't even care at all. We really have to talk about that. See, people mostly care for their own stuff, their own things. And now you can say, oh, this is so mean. Like, how come everyone cares only for themselves? This is liberating. Hello? This is liberating. Good news, everybody. This is liberating because you don't need to care either. You don't need to care, and I don't mean don't be compassionate about people, but I mean they don't care if you pretend or if you have a miserable life or if you don't show up the way you do, because they do the same, right? They do the same. It's not really elevated. It's not going anywhere. They are just there, and it's like, are we getting somewhere? Are we getting somewhere where we like it? And they're like, I passed today. Let's rather do a little gossip and talk about this person over there. You see, the thing is, nobody really, really cares, right? It's just a way how they pass time. You're not producing anything while doing that. You're not giving yourself any love, any attention. You're not doing anything for yourself, right? You're not doing that. What you're producing is like skip. I mean, everybody who started to evolve in this kind of process, everybody learns that this is very wasting of time, because you cannot change that part over there, which is also an important step to understand. See, we are all connected, yet we can feel the separation. We are connected and separated, and we have to take that energy, that everything that we are sending out, we have to return it, because the power is here. You see, the power is here. If we go this way all the time, we don't have anything left. And it's not really doing anything for you, it's just producing crap. And that needs to be learned, because somehow we grew up a certain way. Okay, most of the people are always kind of like tiptoeing. Is it okay to be seen here? What about this? What about this person? Are we gonna be okay? And I'm like, no, you will not be okay, because you feel unsure about yourself. You're not confident enough. You haven't built the strength. You haven't built the muscle. You build the muscle by learning who you are. Okay? Here. You need to practice. You need to practice with your body. You need to practice. This is a skill. This isn't given. You have to practice that. We have to practice that. I practice this every single day. You know? It's like getting in alignment with who you are, practicing and letting the energy flowing through you. And don't like go out here everywhere, make the party over here, make the party here. The party needs to come back to you. You need to enjoy more of you, okay? Enjoy more of you, because happy people will do happy things. And happy things is producing over and over and over again. So this means that more people who are warmed up here and have done a lot of work, they understand that giving out is actually quite enjoying. Like, I enjoy giving out. I enjoy doing those videos. I enjoy doing all of that, you see. But you may not enjoy if you are in this other area where you feel judged. You have to learn and you have to train yourself that when you feel judged, to take your energy back, take it back. So this one is, could be, you could even train, actually you could train this with I don't know, a candle, anything, a book, whatsoever. I like candles. And you could look at the candle and you could come closer with your energy and you could come back again. Learn to understand that what it means to push your field out and to get it in again. Learn what that means for you. How do you feel when you do that? You need to learn to understand those signals of your body. When is your body doing it? Why is he doing it? How can you take this energy back into your own system? Because to be seen as someone you truly are is so liberating, is so freeing. You don't have to do anything anymore. People will automatically be attracted to you. People who really want you in their life, because you are being you, because you are showing them they can be themselves too. It's liberating to say no. It's liberating to say, today I don't have the energy. And it's not about, hey, I'd rather want to be in bed. You know, technically I could. I don't have any plans. Doesn't mean I have the energy to come and to do something. Doesn't mean that I want to be in a group tonight, you know. Doesn't mean that I have to go and to somehow do something for them. You have to get back into you and playing in that field. Opening up that heart is your greatest gift that you can do to someone else, because seeing them as who they are is liberating, is very freeing. And you see, when you are going around with judgment, and people look at you and they're like, and writing maybe mean comments and all of that. See, you gotta understand that most of the time it's not about you, it's about them. You see, you judge something because you see something in me, for example, and you judge me because there are parts of you that you need to look at. There are parts of you that you are not okay with that, right? You kind of deny something that you see in me, and you try to project this on me because it's easier for you to see, right? You're not even at this level of awareness that you understand that it's about you. See, projection is something that people all the time do, but they don't understand that they're the mirrors of it. They don't understand that this is the mirror right back to them, seeing, oh, I have a little work here to do. You see? That's cool. Great news. Use the opportunity. Go and do the work, you know? Go and do it, because to be honest, it's really, really freeing. All right. I actually hope this has helped you. Let me know in the comments section. Mm, what do you want to hear next? I'm really curious. Let's open the space, right? What do you want to hear next? What topics would you love? What would you enjoy? What is it that you're currently working on and you want a little extra, like a little extra training? Let me know in the comments and I see you next time.